and welcome. This is Rochelle with the Healing Rose. Thank you so much for joining me today. So there might be a little bit of chaos and noise happening here because my husband and his friends are having a little Warhammer 40K tournament. So I just got back from town and I found the Heavenly Bloom Tarot deck by Noah Ikeda. So this is US Game Systems, came out in 2022, and it says Heavenly Bloom Tarot blossoms with inspiration from both the natural and fantasy realms. Beautiful floral elements throughout convey peace and optimism. 5 groups rule this deck: a winged intellectual tribe, strong fiery desert warriors, amphibious elemental spirits, and a druidic tribe of earth spirits. Each holds influence over a suit and an elemental sphere, offering us diverse perspectives of life on Earth. Humans also share their experiences and hopeful insights as stewards of our precious planet. So I'm very excited for this. It's been on my wish list for quite a while, and so I was really excited that they had it in stock because the last couple of times I have made it to my local metaphysical shop, it has not been there. So super excited, and I did not watch any flip throughs of this beforehand, so I've only seen a few images from the deck. It's absolutely lovely. Oh my gosh. So it's not a very big book that comes with it. What does it say? 72 pages. So it's not super in-depth. All right, I'm just going to have to give this a little fold so I don't bend it too much. Okay, so we talk a little bit about the suits, and so we have swords, wands, cups, and laurels. Okay. Interesting. And then we have brief little descriptions of the majors. So the minors, so we have our 1 to 10 in the minors, what it talks about, what the numbers mean throughout the systems, which I've actually seen a similar way of categorizing the minors in, is it Paul Fenton Smith and Mastering the Tarot? Actually categorizes things in the same way. Like all the 5s have a similar theme and how he discusses them, which I mean is absolutely true, but it's interesting to see someone else put them in that same. So laurels is the element of earth. Very interesting. Okay. So we don't get any, as far as I can see, we're not getting any sort of extra spreads or anything, which is okay because I have my favorites anyways that I use. So let's look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, all right, let me just try to get this open and see what we have. Oh, the gilding is fabulous. I don't even know how well it comes across on camera, but it's absolutely lovely. I'm so happy. All right, so it is glossy, which is maybe my only sadness with it. I'm not a huge fan of the glossy decks just because I do like to, it is harder to have them on camera sometimes. So let me see if I can give them a little, oh look, and they aren't, sometimes when you get them and they have the edging, the finish done, it when you first go to separate them, they don't separate, but these guys are just, like sometimes the edges are stuck, like the foil holds them together, but so I do like to give like a little bend and flex. So this is US Games, so it has a nice springy cardstock. This is a little thinner than I feel I expect from, well, let me see. This is my ancient deck, so it is very, yeah, I mean it feels about the same weight, so I guess it is. I think what's happened is I've really gotten used to the Hay House cardstock, which is nice because it means this is going to shuffle absolutely beautifully. These backs are so gorgeous. All right, so, and this is a little bit larger than our usual size that we get, or that I feel like I always expect to get from US Games. So this is sort of a traditional tarot size. So we have, it's the same width, it's just that little bit taller, which is quite interesting to me. And of course we do have these great big honking borders on it, but I don't mind because I'm in love with the gilding. Oh, all right, let's bring you in, because I could wax poetic about the gilding for a while. I think there is probably good. So I don't move things out of frame. They are a little bit slippery because of the gloss on them. So I really enjoy this artwork. All right. Oh, I like this High Priestess. Beautiful Empress. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm really glad that I didn't give myself any spoilers by watching anything before I purchased it, actually. You know, sometimes you see it and it makes it like even more needful to get a deck. Okay, let's get these separate. There we go. Sometimes they do with the foil on them, just the way they're cut. There's like a little kind of an edge that goes away quite quickly once you're actually using it and shuffling it. Strength is gorgeous. Oh, I like this wheel. All right, so these ones kind of want to stick together. Let's separate them. Justice is fabulous. Very different from, I think, that expectation of what we expect Justice to look like. I really like this Hanged Man. All this ornate background on the stone in behind. And how instead of just hanging from the tree, it's like the tree is holding you in place there instead of just being suspended. Death is very interesting. I like that. Yeah, everything about this deck is pretty fabulous so far. This artwork is phenomenal. I am loving the artwork. A very interesting moon. I do really like this sun. All right. So every so often it feels like we're getting a little bit of sticking, and I think it's just how the cards were punched out, because I can feel like a little bit of a ridge on the back edge. So it's kind of making the cards want to clump a little bit. That world is absolutely gorgeous. All right, so those are our majors. Oh, look at that. I love it. Love it so much. So we have our ace. I like that Ace of Swords. Oh, I really like this Two of Swords. That is fabulous. So I like that the background on these, and let's just see how it goes, right? But I kind of like how we have this sort of pippish background with our figures. I like this. That 4 is great. The 5 is very interesting. So quite a bit of different symbolism here than our, I mean, I can really see that kind of Rider-Waite influence going on, but this, a lot of the symbolism, you know, is just a little bit different. So we don't have a complete clone, but there's still enough there, I think, that if you know your tarot well enough, you'll be able to quite easily go back to that. I love all of these feathers. That is absolutely absolutely gorgeous. And I'm hoping we're not too reflective where we are. It's harder with the glossy cards to like try to make sure that the camera is actually capturing it and not just like, I love this Knight of Swords. That is really fabulous. Interesting because the page is so very similar, right? It's just like this is like a little bit more fierce. There's more movement there. I really like this queen. That is really fabulous. Okay. That is fun. I love this red. Almost like a ruby red color for that hair. That's fabulous. All right. So far, I'm kind of in love with everything I'm seeing in here, and it's quite different from the style of deck that I usually am drawn to. I think as far as the color palette goes, but it's so, it's so lovely. I'm really, really enjoying this. All right, and I have to say, I think maybe my favorite thing about the deck so far is because, and it's really hard with a lot of decks, and I think maybe it's more prevalent with the Los Scarabeo decks, you know, is that there seems to be like a lot of decks with a lot of nudity, and those decks, as beautiful as they may be, they're not appropriate for every situation. As a reader, like there's certain situations where I'm not going to bring decks where there's like lots of genitals just like hanging out, or there's like lots of boobs. It's not always appropriate in certain venues, but I love this, right? Everybody is, you know, there's so much movement here. There's just so much, the stylization. I love, you know, the movement of all this fabric. Like it's just really, really fabulous. Oh, look at that. That is absolutely, absolutely gorgeous. I love this. This is really fabulous. That big kind of makes me think of like Bastet. Gorgeous. Absolutely freaking amazing. I can't even tell you how in love I am with this right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. And you know, I was just gonna do like a super quick flip through and just go through really quick, so that I could get to using it. But I find I'm trying to go fast, but I am so absolutely in love with this. So this was wonderful. My little Easter present from my husband. Just so nice. I love this 10 of Cups. I love the color here. I love this shade of blue. There's a certain, has such a nice quality to it. I love this page, that little bit of movement there. And the water, is it a little fish? Is it just water coming out? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look at it much closer. The lights. If I hold it so that I know I'm pretty level to the camera, so we get minimal glare, as I know I kind of have to do with the glossier cards. I'm getting quite the reflection from where I'm sitting, so it's hard to see some of these details, but oh, I love that. So beautiful. So absolutely lovely. Very interesting. Okay, I love this. And I'm so much a fan of, if you have renamed the suit and they're not, like if you're just showing all coins or all discs, why not call it that instead of still calling it pentacles? I love that they've renamed it, and they're kind of staying true to having this kind of earthy energy. I love all these trees. Kind of makes me think actually of like the rose compass. Absolutely so lovely. This is very different energy from the sort of usual vibe that you get when you have that Four of Pentacles or Four of Coins, where it's this really kind of closed off, miserly kind of, you know, holding things too tightly and not wanting to share. This is very, it's a very kind of different energy. This kind of is like a little bit Thranduil sort of energy there, which, I mean, I'm down for that. This is great. I love everything about this. This is absolutely, oh my God, so gorgeous. Oh, I love it. I love all of it. This is like, I don't think I've been actually really this excited about a tarot deck for how different it is and how lovely and how gorgeous and how fresh it feels. Like, it just feels great. I mean, maybe it's just because it's, you know, the sun's out and it's spring and the world feels new, but there's something about this deck to me that really feels absolutely amazing. Like, look at that, how regal that page is. You know, it just absolutely fabulous. And then how interesting is the contrast there with that knight. Absolutely wonderful. Ugh. This may become my new favorite reading deck. And I like that it's a little bit taller, right? We have that extra bit of length there. I do feel like the borders could be, okay, I think the borders actually might be like this soft, sort of almost cherry blossom color. At first I just thought we had white borders, but let me just see, where do I have something that I have not yet cut the borders off of? That's a tough question. There has to be a tarot deck that's close by. There, okay, we do have one. It's right here. If I can get the bag open, and let's just see, because I feel like as I'm looking at this that this is slightly, oh, it is. So it is a soft pink border. It is not white, which is probably why it's not like so glaringly, you know, boldly just like, it's a border. I do really like this. Let's see how it shuffles. I'm very excited to use this deck. Oh, can I? Oh, barely. That's the thing when you change the size. Oh my goodness, this might not be a pretty shuffle, people. That's okay. Ugh, I don't think I can hold them all. Well, it will shuffle. It's just, they're too long for my hands. I think maybe if I split them, I think I'll have to do them in thirds, which is kind of normal for any of the oversized decks. For me, I feel like I'm always having to split them. Whoop. There we go. They're definitely slippery, which is all right. That's how it goes some days. Very, very slippery. All right, so that's going to take some getting used to. I'm so used to like the matte cardstock from everywhere. I mean, I could edit that out, but I won't. We'll just keep it real. So they do want to, as I shuffle them, they don't want to go just like one card at a time. They're starting to loosen up a little bit more, but it's going to be, it's going to take a little bit to get them to be, how would you say, a little bit more relaxed, right? It takes a little bit to get the cards to release their initial, oh, there we go. I think it's just the way they were cut, because it wants to shuffle really smoothly this way. So when they are cut and they're pressed, like there's a die that comes down and presses them down, and it creates tiniest lip on the back. So they're wanting to catch a little bit there, which is fine, because they will shuffle beautifully as we go along. Wonderful. All right, let's lay a few out and see what they look like. And before I lay them out, let's just back the camera off a little bit. There we go. All right. So the shuffle's good. I'm just a clumsy shuffler. But if you've been here before, you already knew that. So that's great. So let's just see how a few of them look as we lay them out together. I had no idea that, I didn't know they actually were foiled. So that's like the most wonderful surprise. Okay, so we have our 5 of Wands. 2 of Swords. These are absolutely lovely. Ruby, it's fine. So much excitement happening in the house today. She can't contain herself. These are going to be absolutely gorgeous to read with. Oh, so excited. All right. Absolute beautiful artwork. The backs are stunning. I am so excited to work with these. This is going to be amazing. All right. So thank you so much if you're still here. Fabulous. Hopefully you also will love to add this to your collection because, oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to turn the camera off and I am going to start playing with these cards and do some different layouts and see what kind of spreads actually want to work with this deck because they're amazing. All right, so thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, if you want to hit that thumbs up button, that would be amazing. If you feel called to subscribe, wonderful. And if you ever feel like you want to have a personal reading, feel free to contact me through my website or send me a message here on YouTube and I will direct you to the correct link. Just a gentle reminder that I will never, ever send you a message asking you if you want a reading. So have an absolutely fabulous week and take care.